We have a
Good save.
confirmed fight for May 7th, Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler.
About time.
UFC announced it. And let's get some early thoughts and predictions here.
It's about time.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear your prediction. I'll give you mine. Or you want mine first?
You already know where I'm going with this. No, Tony's gonna have his hands full that first round. Is this a main event?
Yes.
It's a pay-per-view, guys. It's probably
so it's not a main event.
Oh, so it's not. It's 3 rounds?
No, it's not a main
that
event.
That does not work towards Tony Ferguson.
That does not work Tony Ferguson. Yeah, if it was a 5-round fight, then I would give it to Tony. Tony's pressure, his push kick up the middle, his long jabs, his combinations. Chandler could get on the neck and potentially sub him, but look, we've seen with Tony, he ain't tapping for shit.
No,
he don't care. He'll go to sleep or he'll let the arm break.
But then again, Chandler ain't getting submitted either.
That's true as well.
Let's just be honest.
As well. But I believe the pressure that Tony brings with the push kick up the middle. That's the one thing that Chandler will sometimes have hard times with. That push kick and those body kicks. He had a hard time with Benson with the body kicks. And he does, because he kind of squares up a little bit. He stands sideways like that karate style. But when he gets ready to strike, he hunkers down and he throws the right hand and he levels up. He basically squares up. And Tony's got a nasty push kick.
Sure does.
And he does it from a distance. And the length and the reach of Tony, whether it's his legs or his jab or his combinations, it's going to be hard for Chandler to get in on. Chandler's good at jumping in, but he's also, like I said, he's got one of the worst fight IQs in the game. But he's explosive. He's talented. He's a really good fighter. He's a damn good fighter. But when it comes down to the style of fight that Tony brings, Tony has a good chance of beating him. If this was a 5-round fight, 3 rounds, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for anybody to really beat Michael Chandler in a 3-round fight because he's a hero for 2 rounds. He's got a lot of fight in him for 2 rounds.
A lot of energy, a lot of speed.
Yep, he's got a lot of. We saw that with the Gaethje fight. I mean, they fucking took some shots. And he was still fighting his ass off in the 3rd round. In a 3-round fight, he's a stud.
Freaking crazy.
Get him in that 4th and 5th round, those championship rounds, he starts to slow down a lot, significantly. So, and that's where Tony shines. That's where Tony does his best work, is in those 4th and 5th rounds. So, but I mean, I think the fans are going to get what they deserve finally, and this fight's going to be a great fight.
I look at it, and at this point, Tony has slowed down. You got to be honest with it. And the speed is a factor in this fight. Tony's submission abilities are good, but Chandler's gone with guys that are better and have tried to lock him up, and he fights his way through all of them. He's not going to tap either on any submission. No. He will not give in. So I don't see the submission being a problem. The 3 rounds is a problem in the fact that Tony does have a pace, but Tony doesn't have the power to really hurt Michael that much, where Michael does have the power. He can put Tony back. And for 2 rounds, I think he's going to really have a hard time stopping what Chandler does.
Yeah, for 2 rounds.
And the 3rd round, I think he can win it. He can possibly end it. But he's going to have to get it done in that 3rd round. It's going to be hard for him to do.
I see. I'm going to disagree a little bit with the fact that he doesn't have the power. He doesn't have the power to hurt him, because we've seen Chandler, as he starts to slow down, his chin starts to get a little chinny.
3rd round.
Yeah, and I think it depends on how much energy he comes out and fights and hits. In the 1st round, if Tony makes him a dog fight, which he will in that 1st round, and Chandler makes it a dog fight like he did against Gaethje in that 1st round, and with Oliveira as well,
he's going to.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Because
he's going to.
Yeah.
He's going to go in there, and Tony's going to go towards the center, and Tony's going to start to come, and Mike's going to start trying to throw bombs, and he's going to feel Tony's shot, and he's going to go, okay, I'm going to bite down and just continue to walk forward like he did with Gaethje. And look, let's be honest. If you're taking a look at Tony or Gaethje, which one's got more power? Gaethje's got more power. Gaethje kicks harder. He doesn't have the kick up the middle, the same as what you're talking about, but his leg kicks are definitely better than Tony's, and that has some effect on someone like Chandler, who's got that wide base. Tony doesn't really attack the leg in that fashion the same way. No. He'll chop at it a couple times, but not in that relentless fashion. And Tony's power, as far as the single shot, is not what Justin's is. So Michael's gonna feel it, and he's gonna say, okay, I'm gonna try to walk through you and knock you down. That's what he does.
Yeah, but this is my other question for you, John. He took a ton of damage in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
Is he the same guy?
I can't tell you
Those
that
are the
he
type
is.
of fights. Those are the type of fights that change people's
They
careers.
change you, man. You're leaving big old parts of you in there, and we're gonna see. And it is, look at both of these guys. Let's just be honest. Both of them have been phenomenal fighters. You can take nothing away from them. I've been much closer to Tony, throughout his career and stuff like that. But both of them have in their last couple of fights. And look at Gaethje being one of the guys. Gaethje put it on Tony. Tony was on a 12-fight win streak when he lost to Gaethje. That fight took a lot out of Tony. That fight was he put a lot of effort into that. He took huge shots and he left big parts of himself in that cage that night. Now, Chandler, same thing against Gaethje. I don't think. Yes, Chandler lost the fight. There was elements you can look and say, well, there was times he was winning the fight, he was doing well, but he left big parts of him also in that cage.
Yeah,
he didn't get finished, but he left parts of him in there. So Gaethje has the responsibility. He did this with both, but it is a question of, I've watched now Chandler. That was his last fight. I've watched now with Ferguson. That was the first fight of the downfall. Then he had a couple more. He had the Charles Oliveira, where look at Charles. The arm bar, that was a great attempt, but he still put it on him for the 3 rounds. Mm-hmm. And then Beneil Dariush, he took Tony down, and although it wasn't horrible, he still took a lot of shots. Yeah. And so the real question
John,
is, what are we getting with both?
I look at the Gaethje fight, though. Tony took it. That was for 5 rounds. Because
yes.
Wasn't that for the interim title?
Yes.
That was 5 rounds of damage.
Yes.
Whereas Chandler only took 3 rounds of damage.
That's right. That's my point.
And then Charles and Tony had, that was 3 rounds, correct?
Yes.
That was 3 rounds. But then you had the Dariush thing as well.
3 rounds.
3 rounds. But Chandler's, he's got finished by Oliveira. He had a finish over Hooker, but then he took a lot of damage in that fight with Gaethje.
Yeah.
And Gaethje hits like a truck. I mean, just based off of what I've heard and obviously from what we've all seen. So I don't know. It would be interesting to see if Chandler is the same fighter after that fight.
Yeah, we're going to see.
Because we talk about this all the time. Fighters, they leave a part of themselves in the cage.
But
after fights like that.
But this is the modus operandi for the UFC. If we're going to take 2 guys, both of them coming off of multiple losses, and we're going to put them together because we're going to see which one we're going to continue on with and which one we're going to kind of drop down with. And that's this fight, but it's a good fight. It's a good fight. And both of them still, Chandler's ranked number 5 and Ferguson's number 7. So it's a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. I definitely am going to watch it. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm happy to see it.
100% agree. Look at